that says like that, a two-digit integer from 11 and 100 inclusive is randomly selected. Okay, I want to point out to cancel out this two-digit, because 100 is not two-digit, right? 100 is three-digit. Okay, so it doesn't make sense, right? So therefore, just want to select one integer, just meaning to say select one number from 11 to 100 inclusive means that 11 and 100 also counted inside. Okay, then we want to find the probability in part I, probability of multiple of 2. Okay, so between 11 to 100, how many numbers are there? How many numbers? 100 minus 11 plus 1, okay, you can see it as 100 minus 10, okay? So that will be 90 numbers in total. So there are 90 numbers. So if there are 90 numbers, half of them must be even, half of them must be odd. There's no issue because this is an even number. 90 can be equally divided by 2. Okay? So therefore we will know that half will be even because multiple of 2 is even number. So you can say as 45 over 90, okay, which is equals to half. Either you tell me it's half, okay, or you can, if you actually went to count and write out all the numbers and count, right, you will notice that there are 45 of them out of 90 numbers in total. Okay. Next, for part 2, they want you to find the probability of a perfect square. So, in this series of numbers, what are the numbers that are perfect square? Or what is a perfect square in the first place? What is a perfect square? Yesterday I talked about perfect cube already. Yes?
The two number of the same digit.
Okay, it is a product of two numbers that are of the same, alright? You can say that way, otherwise, okay, we need to know that a perfect square is a number such that when you take square root, okay, it will give you a whole number, a nice whole number. Okay, so can you give me examples that are going to be found inside 11 to 100? Sorry? 25 is one of it. What else? 64. Okay, because 25 is 5 times 5. 64 is 8 times 8. 36. 49.
100.
Anything else? 81 is 9 times 9.
100.
100 is 10 times 10. Anything else?
16.
16.
9.
Okay? So actually you should go in a more sequential order. Meaning to say you need to know got 4 times 4, 5 times 5, 6 times 6, 6 times 7. If you do it in the order, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Then you will not lose out on any one of them rather than going randomly. Okay, so we see that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 of these numbers. They are perfect squares and found inside 11 to 100. Okay, so therefore the answer will be 7 over 90 numbers. Okay. Any questions? Next, question 11. Okay, 11 gives you a table. Okay, talking about the different kind of people working in a school. Sorry, each type of school, personal and private school. Yes. Okay, so management level there's 26, teaching got 62, lab got 8, clerical 9, and maintenance got 12. Okay, so in 11A part I, we want to find the probability that you select a teacher. Okay, how many people are there in total? How many? 130? 70? 140, you sure?
117.
There's total of 117 people in total. Okay, so the number of teachers is actually 62. So probability of choosing a teacher will be 62 over 117. Okay, and this cannot be simplified further. Alright. Then for part 2, to find the probability of management staff, that will be equals to what? Zhang, can you tell me what is the probability of getting a management staff? 6 over 170. 26 over 170. Okay, and that can be simplified or not? Can it be simplified? Can, right? Okay. It can be simplified to be 2 over 9. Right? Then in part 3, we want to find the probability of maintenance or clerical. So it's either maintenance or clerical. You can add up these numbers together. Okay. So 9 plus 12, out of a total 117, we will get simplified fraction 7 over 39. Okay? Okay, whereas for B part I, the questions went on to say that there is a reduction of the number of people. So minus 1 from clerical, and then after that from teachers, okay, there's minus 2. So that means, okay, the total which was originally 117, the total now, okay, is 117 minus away 3 people, 114. So therefore, in B part I, the probability of getting a clerical staff, what would it be? What's the probability of getting a clerical staff? 1 over 114. I minus how many people? 8 over 114, right? Okay, so because I'm now left with 8 people, right? And that can be simplified to get 4 over 57. Okay, then after that, part 2, probability of not laboratory staff. How would you go about calculating this? Jerry, can you tell me what is your thought process? How do you find the probability?
I put 117.
117 minus 8. Okay, minus number of lab people. Then
Then is the amount of the
the number of not laboratory staff is 117 minus 8. Right? 117 minus 8 is 109. 109 over 117, so over 117. Okay, so this is one way, yes, right? You can find how many people that are not laboratory. Oh, yes, you got a point. Okay, so shouldn't be 117, right? Because this is supposed to be after people lost already, so it should be 114 minus 8 over 114, right? Because now the total is 114 people. Also should be 114 minus 8, okay? Then over 114, right? This is one way that you can do. Alternatively, okay, how else would you have done it? Janice, how else would you have done it? Do you do a different method? Huh?
1 minus
1 minus? Okay, 1 minus the probability of lab people. Yes. That's also fine as well. So alternatively, you can take 1 minus the probability of lab people. So 1 minus 8 over 114. Okay? Then you will also get the answer to become 53 over 57. This one also 53 over 57. Okay? Then another way that you may want to do, I'm not sure if there's anyone in class did that. okay, you actually go and count 26 plus 60 plus 8 plus 12. Then after that, over 114. That's also possible. Right? Just that there will be more calculations involved over there. Okay? Next, question 17. Wait. Question 14. Okay, question 14 about the clock. Okay, so they gave you a clock, right? Okay, they gave you 0725 lah, and then they say this is column A, this is column B. Okay, actually these two numbers here, these are not important because our discussion in the question all talks about A and B only. It doesn't matter what time is it in the day. Okay, as in what is the hour? Okay, which hour is it in the day? Right. So in part I, to find the probability that column A is a 4. Now, can you tell me, okay, these numbers over here, they are being occupied by A and B. What kind of numbers can be there and what kind of numbers cannot be there? What kind of numbers can be there for A? Maybe you all know how to read a clock, right? What kind of numbers cannot be there? 7. Okay, 8, 9, they can't be there, right? Okay, so what is the highest number that A can actually be? 6. You sure?
5.
5, right? Cannot be 6, right? Because we cannot read 7:63. Because after 60 minutes, it is automatically changed 1 hour already, right? Correct? So, the highest that it can go is 5. What is the lowest that it can go? 0. So, it can go from anything from 0, 1 minute to actually 59 minutes. Agree? So, A, B, how can it be 6? You got to read the clock and then tell you now is, just now it's now is 11:62.
10 what?
Correct? Yeah, then exact I write that kind of time. 11:62. And yeah, you start your exam at 11 and at 11:62. Okay, then only you are right in your exam. That way you go and count yourself. Okay, so we cannot have 6 in the column A, right? What about column B? What kind of numbers can be there? What kind of numbers cannot be there? What's
to 9.
It can only be from 0 all the way to 9, right? Okay, so we need to recognize what kind of numbers can be there first. So now we want column A to be a 4. Okay, so it's a combination of, alright, down here is from the least combination of, okay, A, B together is 0, 1 all the way to 59. Agree? The combination that we have. Okay, so the 0, 1 to 59, all together there will be 60 minutes. Because 1 hour, 60 minutes, alright? Sorry, actually, lowest is 0, 0, my bad. 0, 0 to 59. Okay, so total 60 minutes, right? We want column A to be 4. Okay, that means that I can have 40, 740, 741, 742, 43, 44, all the way until 49. Alright? So the least we can have is 40 all the way to 49. And that is how many numbers in total? 40 to 49, how many numbers? 10 numbers, right? Okay? 10 out of a total 60 minutes. Do you understand? So therefore, it simplifies to be 1/6. Yes, quick. Okay, we get 1/6 as our answer. Right? Then, next, okay, part 2. Probability of column B is at 8. Okay, so if I want column B to be at 8, what kind of numbers, what kind of minutes can we have? such that B is always an 8. We can have the 8 minute, what else? 18, 28, 38, all the way until 58. So we can have 0, 8, 1, 8, 2, 8, 3, 8, 4, 8, 5, 8, 58. Okay? So there are 6 options. Alright? Out of total 60 minutes. So that's why answer is 1/10. Next, part 3. Okay, we want column A to be a 7. This part to be a 7. Can it ever be a 7? No, right? Because we know just now 0 to 5 only. So probability is 0. Okay? For part 4, we want the probability that column B is greater than 5. Okay? For column B to be greater than 5, let me draw the 2 columns again. Okay? Greater than 5 means that B can be what kind of numbers? 6, 7, 8, and
10.
okay, we can only have 6, 7, 8, or 9, right, in my column B. Then what kind of numbers can it be for A? It doesn't matter, right? Okay? Because I can have 0, 6, 0, 7, 0, 8, 0, 9, or all the way 56, 57, 58, 59. So it can be anything from 0 all the way to 5. Okay? And there are 6 numbers over here. Okay? So simply to know how many numbers can satisfy this event that column B is greater than 5, that will be actually 6 times of 4. Okay? Because for 0 itself, there will be 4 of it. For 1, okay, if A is 1, there will be 4. If A is 2, another 4. All the way till A is 5. So there will be 6 combinations times 4. 6 sets of 4. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, so 6 sets of 4. Therefore, probability is 6 times 4 over total 60 minutes. And I will get answer to be 2/5. If you cannot realize that it is 6 times of 4, of course you can go and write it out clearly. We got 0, 6, 0, 7, 0, 8, 0, 9, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8, 1, 9, 2, 6, 2, 7, 2, 8, 2, 9. And then you count now, okay, all the way until 56, 57, 58, 59. Okay? So that's for question 14. Understand? Next, for question 17, okay, we are given that the probability of, or rather, we are given that there's total 170 shirts. Probability of selecting yellow shirt is 2/9. Okay, and we want to know how many shirts are there. Right? I need you to realize that whenever we do probability, it is actually the proportion, okay, of that event happening out of total. It is always a proportion. So if my probability for yellow shirts is 2/9, okay, so the probability of yellow given in the question is 2/9, that means 2/9 of all the shirts will actually be yellow. So therefore, number of shirts will actually be 2/9 times 117. That will give us 26 yellow shirts. Okay? Then part 2, to find the number of shirts that are not yellow or not, and also not grey. Okay? how will you go about doing it? Actually, what will you do? One minus 3 over 13. Okay, but your 1 minus 3 over 13 is only remove the number of gray shirts. Why can't you combine some steps together? Why can't you combine some steps together? You can find the probability of not yellow or gray, which will be 1 minus 2 over 9 minus 3 over 13. So you just have to find the proportion that is not gray and not yellow. Okay, so that will give us 64 over 117. Then the number of not gray, not yellow shirts will just be 64 over 117 times 117. So we get 64. Yes. Okay? Yes, how would you have done it? 117 divided by 9 times 2, that's 26. Then, you're talking about part I. Can they're fine. It's the same thing. No. Okay, then part 2. Right? Other than trying to find the probability of not yellow or not gray, right? Of course, what you can do, okay, is to find how many gray shirts are there by using the same method. So you can take 3 over 13 times 117 to find how many gray shirts are there. Then you take 117 minus 26 minus the number of gray shirts. You will also get 64. Right? There are many ways that you can actually present your answers. But all I ask for is clarity in your working. You understand? Okay. Any questions? If not, okay, please submit your homework to the front.
This guy can, sorry. Nothing. Bullshit, this is a
I write on my leg.
bullshit, this question. Is it question right? Like good. Precisely.
And the license.
It's better than questions on it. Shut up. It's better than questions.
That's the better than fraction. Say 109 or I go by myself to let you like it tree. Yeah, I'm gonna go eat chicken rice. It's very expensive. About
Okay. Now let's take out your worksheet and your notebook. We will continue on 13.4, second part of our probability. example 1 for 13.4 on further examples. Okay, so we're going to do more questions, right, on probability. So let's take a look at example 1 where we're given in a class of 35 students, 18 play basketball, 10 play rugby. I said it down here. Can you hear? Very loud. You want me to show you? Where's the worksheet?
9.
Okay, 35 students. Alright, 18 play basketball, 10 play rugby, 7 play both basketball and rugby. Okay, so okay, I continue. I changed the number, is it? Sorry, my copy here might not be the same as yours. I put that example 5? Oh, okay, good. Okay, then the class got 35 people in total. Right, so when the student is selected at random, we want to find the probability that the student plays both basketball and rugby. What do you think the probability is? 7 over 35. Great. Can we simplify it? You will get 1 over 7. Sorry, 1 over 5. Then what's the probability of only rugby? What's the probability of only rugby? 10 over 35. Answer? Simplified will be 2 over 7. So if you're not going to wake up, I'm going to bounce you out of class. Okay, part C. Probability of basketball. Since you have a basketball, so you will answer this question. What's the probability of having a student playing basketball? One minus 10 over 35. Why do you choose to do that? Is it 18 over 35? Or something else? One minus 10 plus 7 over 35. Okay, so Glenn, what do you think? 18 plus 7 over 35. Okay, maybe let me just compute this out.
18 over 35.
I will get 18 over 35 here. And this one I will get 25 over 35. Any other options? Just put 18 over 25, okay? Okay, I haven't simplified this yet for some of the answers. Okay, any other options? 1 minus 2 out of 7. That means 1 minus the number of people playing rugby lah. Okay. So that one says 1 minus 2 over 7, which is the fraction for rugby. Okay, and you will get 5 over 7. Alright, this one actually simplifies to be 5 over 7 as well. So we got 4 options on the whiteboard. Let's think about it. Okay, who thinks that the answer will be part C?
I don't.
Where we take 1 minus 10 plus 7. 10 is the rugby, 7 is the basketball and rugby. Anybody agrees? No, okay. Who says that this is the one where we take basketball only and basketball and rugby over 35? Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 people. Okay. Okay, then after that, there's this one answer 18 over 35, which is those who play basketball only over 35. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 people, alright. And then after that, what Declan has provided, which is 1 minus the fraction for playing rugby only. And then we get 5 over 7. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so got some loyal friends over here. Okay, so I see that of course 9 plus 5 plus 3 don't equal to 34 minus away 133 people lah. I know some of you never raise hand. Okay, so what would the answer actually be? The answer is actually this one and this one give me the same thing. Answer is 5 over 7. So why? Okay, let's address why is this wrong? 1 minus 10 plus 7 over 35, right? 10 is rugby only. 7 is basketball and rugby. So never count in those people that actually play basketball over here. Because in the question, right, okay, if you read the question carefully, you compare part B and part C. Part B very clearly says the student plays only rugby. Whereas part C, they never say only basketball. So as long as you play basketball, means you can play basketball already. Alright? So that means, okay, it was not correct to actually count in this one. Okay? Then after that, in this answer over here, 18 over 35, it is wrong because this, okay, only count in those people who play basketball only. But the 7 people who play basketball and rugby also play basketball one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's why this one not correct. Okay, so question never say basketball only. As long as you can play basketball means you can play basketball already. Alright? So this one not correct. This one only counted those that play basketball. Okay, then after that, this answer over here, 1 minus 10 over 35, okay, is actually taking everything, one whole, minus away the fraction of people playing rugby only. Okay, so you'll be left with this. So actually, this and this is actually referring to the same thing. Yes, Singapore. Right? So therefore, okay, you can either present answer like that or your answers in this manner. Right? This two, black one and the blue one is not correct. Any questions? Okay, so be very careful in reading okay, of your questions, right? Because when it comes to probability, this kind of wording, okay, can catch you off guard, and then end up your answer may be wrong. Spinner going on. The diagram shows a spinner consisting of 4 colored sections. They are of different sizes if the spinner is spun once, okay, find the probability that it stops on the yellow sector. Okay, so for the yellow sector, we do not know, or rather the question did not tell us, what is this angle here. But can we find the angle? We can, right? So we can find that it will be 360 minus 120 minus 120 minus 60. That will be 60 degrees. So the probability of getting yellow will be 60 degrees out of what? 360, because one whole cycle is 360. So answer 1/6. Okay. Then for part B, we want the probability of green or blue. Okay, what's the probability of getting green or blue then? Yes, Geraldine? What's the probability of getting green or blue? Yeah, so you get green is correct, blue is also correct. So it's green. You cannot get green and blue together. Correct? 120 over? No. Okay, I think Jerry has some confusion over that side. Okay? There's a difference in saying green or blue versus green and blue. Okay? It may sound the same in English, but in maths it can mean differently. Okay? If you think about it, when I spin the spinner, can I reach one point where it is both green and blue together? Can never happen, right? Okay? It can never happen. You spin. What's the chance of getting that line? I don't even know how to calculate because for no angle. Okay? So there is no chance, right, for you to get green and blue, right? Because it cannot happen together at the same time. That's why we will phrase it as green or blue. It's either you get green or you get blue, or actually you can get yellow or red also lah. But we want to talk about green or blue. So that's why how we do the calculation, we take 120 plus 120 over 360. Okay, we combine the size of the two angles, okay, and then after that create and find the overall probability. Okay, and we will get our answer to be 2/3. picking a white ball is actually 1/4. We want to find the value of x. Okay, that means to know how many balls are actually red. Alright, so since we know the probability of getting the white ball is actually 1/4, okay, if I know that x is actually red, how many is actually white? 4. So it's white, man. 16 minus x will be white. Okay, so we know that the probability of getting a white ball can be expressed as 16 minus x over 16. And then we can form an equation. So it's just like what we did yesterday actually. If you you remember, we had a similar question. Okay, and we get 1/4. Then what do we do? How do we do? Cross multiply. Good. So x will be equals to 12. Is there another way of solving? Another way of solving? Just now we learned about proportionate, right? Where we find about number of yellow shirts, grey shirts, remember that? Okay? If I know that probability of getting a white ball is 1/4, how many balls would there be for that white? Huh? How many balls will be white? Probability of getting a white ball is 1/4.
Total is 60, so 60 divided by 4 equals 1 unit.
Okay, so we just said 1/4 times 16, right? So what we can do is find the number of white balls, which is 1/4 times 16. Because it's all about proportion. It's also same thing as thinking 16 divided by 4, then times 1. Because 1 unit only. Okay? And we will see that we will get 4 white balls. Then to find number of red balls will be 16 minus 4, we get 12. Okay? You need to definitely familiarize yourself with both methods. Because it may not always be the case where you only have red or white. Okay? Sometimes maybe got 3 color or 4 color, 5 color. Okay? If you got more than 2 colors, then this method may not work anymore. Because you need to know how many balls are actually of the other color. Okay? Any question? Alright. Looking at the time, I don't think I will have the time for you to do the workbook. I'll leave the workbook questions to be done tomorrow. Okay? Let's just move on to the next example. Okay, something similar to what we did yesterday. Okay, 200 songs are English. Then there's some Chinese, spelled wrongly, Chinese and Korean songs. Okay, in his Spotify music playlist. He usually plays the shuffle function and randomly plays the music. Given that the probability that the song that's going to be played is English, okay, will actually be 2/5. Right, we want to find the total number of Chinese and English songs. How do you think we will do this? If the probability is 2/5 for English song, 2/5 is 200. 2/5 times 100 times 200. 2/5 times 200, right? Then 200 songs are English. Total 200. Okay? So 2 units will be 200 lah. Right? Okay? So if you want to write it in a very simple manner, 2 units is 200 songs. So we want to find 5 units. We need 200 divided by 2 times 5. Okay? And we will get 500 songs lah. In total, right? So how many Chinese and Korean songs are there?
Minus 200.
300. Okay, I think I'll just end off here because partly may get a bit long, alright, for discussion tomorrow.